A man has been fatally shot by ICE in Minneapolis, sparking new protests and prompting Democrats to call for federal agents to leave the city. Russia launched about 400 drones in overnight attacks over Ukraine, targeting its main cities and its energy infrastructures.
Italy has recalled its ambassador to Switzerland after the release of the co-owner of a bar in which 40 people were killed during a New Year's Eve party.
A man has been fatally shot by ICE in Minneapolis on Saturday, heightening already existing tensions in the city. The victim, identified as Alex Pretty, was a 37-year-old Minneapolis resident and intensive care unit nurse. After the shooting, hundreds of people took to the streets to protest against the presence of the federal immigration agents in their state, as the Democrats want ICE out of Minneapolis.
Right now we are focused on getting ICE out of the state. And of course we will use every lever that we have. But I do remind people that Donald Trump runs the White House. And sadly, because to date we have not seen the Republican members of Congress standing up, he also seems to run the Congress.
Homeland Security said agents fired defensive shots after a man with a handgun approached and resisted attempts to disarm him during an operation. But videos from bystanders show Pretty holding a phone with no clear sign of a weapon. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said he had no confidence in federal officials and the state would lead the investigation into the shooting. The killing marks the second one of a civilian in the city in just a few weeks. Russian troops launched a massive strike on Ukraine on Saturday night, using about 400 drones and various types of missiles. The main targets were the largest Ukrainian cities of Kyiv and Kharkiv, with at least one person killed and more than 20 injured, local authorities said. Several buildings in the capital were damaged by debris from the drones, causing fires to break out, and water and heating supplies were disrupted in some areas. A series of powerful explosions rocked Kharkiv, according to Mayor Igor Terekov. Russian drone strikes damaged several residential buildings, while 14 people were injured, including a pregnant woman and a child.
Попередньо було влучання 25 шахедів по місту Харкова, було влучання в багатоповерхові житлові будинки, було влучання в приватні житлові будинки, постраждала лікарня, пологовий будинок.
Russia is targeting energy infrastructure facilities. As a result, Chernihiv, located in the north of the country, is almost completely cut off. And in Kyiv, half of the high-rise buildings reportedly have no heating.
Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni on Saturday voiced outrage after the release of Jacques Moretti, the co-owner of a Swiss bar where 40 people lost their lives and 116 others were injured during a New Year's celebration. 6 young Italians were killed in the fire, while more than a dozen were seriously injured. In a statement, Meloni and Italian Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani conveyed their strong indignation over the decision to free Moretti on bail.
Non ci sono motivazioni per scarcerare se non i 200.000 franchi, perché come aveva cercato di inquinare le prove prima di essere arrestato, come aveva cercato di fuggire prima di essere arrestato, potrebbe benissimo farlo.
According to the court that released Moretti, the decision was made following a new assessment of the risk of flight and after examining the origin of the funds of the bail. Moretti will be obliged to report daily to a police station, will not be allowed to leave Swiss territory, and has had to hand over all of his identity and residence documents.